Oi, what's up boys and grots and little snots, and can't forget the digger knobs. Cork and Walker's workshop.
Hey, what's going on everybody? This is G The Hypersapien, and in this video we're going to have a look at Ork Lootas and Ork Burna Boyz. So in this kit you get two different variations or variants, two different troops, but we'll look at that in a second. So you get 5 Citadel miniatures. So if we look at the back, on the left side you can see Ork Lootas, and then on the right side you can see Ork Burners. So you get the death gun, or you get the Burna Boy with the burner. So this kit's a little bit outdated. It'd be nice to have an updated kit on this. This bag of tools looks pretty nice. But yeah, there's your looter. Then we jump this side. So he has a spanner. So yeah, these are your burners. These look pretty similar, but as you can tell there's some difference. Slight difference in weapon style. Get a few nice heads. Like this one's quite nice. I guess this sort of head suits a Burna Boy, but this is sort of orc, I don't care type look to it. I like the way they've done this brass metal. It's looking like a heater or a boiler that's, had some wear and tear. Has that sort of corrosion, which is nice. You see it here again. This one's cool, it looks like he's got a cigar. So yeah, scrap weapon welding looms. I guess I'll quickly show you this, because I normally do. It's the suggested paint scheme. So you got your reds, your brass, your metal, skin, black and bone. Aha! It's got a different logo on the tab. We'll bust this open and we'll have a look. Again, you gotta love the kits that have the loose bases. But yeah, there is 5 of them. We have the sprues, we have the bases, and we have the instructions, the build manual. So as I mentioned before, you get the looters, you get the Burna Boyz. Now, you get the assembly guide. This basically tells you need plastic cutters, glue, mould line scraping tool, or a knife or something like that to get rid of the mould lines. It says to use Games Workshop Citadel brand, but you can use another hobby manufacturer brand if you wish. If you looked at any of my other reviews, you might be able to recognise these have an Ork Boy look to them, these legs. So you get ×5 of these legs. So you choose the variant you want to build. So you get your custom Mega Blaster, rocket launcher, big shooter. Get a nice body with a chain there. One arm that's holding the custom Mega Blaster. And then you get obviously the one that sort of does all the work. And this is the rocket launcher. See, it's similar, but see how you don't get the hand on this arm. So obviously this comes up under and attaches to the weapon. So you got your big shooter here. Similar, but this arm has its hand, has the ammo belt, sort of feeding it into the gun. And then the ammo's, all the shells are spurting out the other side. And then obviously, once you glue it all in place, that's what it looks like. Now you have to chuck his head on and you're complete really. Get a couple of different backpacks. That's that one with all the wrenches and all that stuff in it. Or you get this one with this little kit inside it. He looks awesome with this cigar in his mouth. That's awesome, eh? That's sick. And this is the spanner. You get looters, you get the ×4. So as you can see, he's got his huge gun here. These parts clip onto the side, and then you sort of put the arm here and it's holding onto this. So you've got A, you've got B, C and D. That, as you can see, they're all similar, but they've got slightly different weapons. Like this one, B here, this part goes onto it. You actually have to attach it, where A has it already attached. There's different bits and pieces on it. Sort of these dangly parts that are coming off. And you can even see this part is different. And even his arm sort of has this barrel here. So it's nice that they have some variation. Now the third part, B ×4, obviously again you get 4. So as you can see, this part goes here. And you can see it even better here is what it looks like once it's attached. So it's sort of like a little mini rocket or a scope or whatever you want to sort of call it, but it's obviously another bit of your gun. So now we're up to 4A yet again ×4, so you get 4 different bodies. And these quite similar to Ork Boyz bodies in decoration and how their armour is. Obviously they look quite different once you chuck this on, but again, would be nice for an updated kit where you can sort of tell the difference from these to boys and all that sort of stuff. Obviously they look different once you chuck this big gun on. Now these heads look quite similar to knob heads. Then you get 4 different of these, sort of a targeting system. Yeah, that's your 4 looters. This other side, you've got the 4 Burna Boyz. So this is 5 ×4, part A. You get these straps, I guess you could call them. Goes on top of the tank. Yet again, you get 4 different ones. Some that look like they have chains, some that looks like it's maybe leather or something like that. Go onto these different tank parts, all slightly different again. So you get 4 again of these, and that's what it looks like when you put the pieces together. So now we're up to 5B. Yet again, you get the bodies, the 4 bodies, you put them on the legs. If you've seen any of my other reviews, quite similar. They basically have this sort of circular part that fits into here. Goes in quite nicely. These straps go over his straps. You can see it a bit better here. Get 4 of them. So 6A ×4, you get these 4 arms here. And then you get the gun, which is going to go obviously one side, come across, and then it'll connect to these arms that are doing all the work. So that's what it looks like when you've got the arm, and then this one that's sort of holding it. 4 guns, all slightly different, as you can see, which is nice. Some are sort of duct taped together. Some looks like a little, from the Warhammer days, little fuel canister. Yeah, these heads are a lot more unique than the looters. I guess the looters have their heads for a reason, with sort of that targeting eye. Like I really like this one with the bandana over his face with the little goggles over it. That's sick. This one's cool, how you can sort of put this flap up. But yeah, that's your Burna Boyz. But yeah, that's your Burna Boyz once they're built. On this page, Burna Boy with the spanner. Then you've got them painted, even though it's black and white, that's them in action. Now there's no point really showing this because obviously new rules are going to come out. But I'll quickly flash it just in case you want to pause it and have a look. So we'll have a look at the sprues. Even though there's not too much to these, there's 4 and the spanner. So here's the heads. Like this guy's got a lot of piercings on his lip. That's quite cool. Little targeting systems they've got. And that's quite nice and detailed. Nice big gun. There's a lot of bits and pieces that you can paint. So obviously some of this is upside down or back to front, but we'll get to that. Such an old kit, but it's still nice and crisp detail, isn't it? There's those targeting parts for the guns. Flip it over. And he's just sort of winding that ammo into it. Really cool. There's these parts that I showed you in the book. Really like this gun with all those little dangly parts. It's got that fuel canister that he's strapped to it. And these are the burner heads. Even though there's nothing stopping you from using these heads for whatever you want, really. This guy's like Robocop a bit, hey? Really like this head. There's that head with the cigar, looks awesome. Looks like he's listening to some hip hop or something. This one looks like he's been in a lot of battle. And you just get the 4 of these arms. So they got some nice big long gloves. Flip it over so we can see these guns a little bit easier. We'll see the detail. See, even the gloves are different. Studs and all that sort of stuff. As mentioned before, the tanks and everything are different. It's an old kit, but it's got some nice variation. Looks like a bandage or a band-aid or something that he's just stuck on there. And then you got those strap parts that look really nice. You know, there's a nice bit of detail on that one with all the glyphs and stuff. So they don't all look the same, even though if you double up, you know how that goes. Now we've got the last sprue, which are the legs, bodies and the spanner. Nice legs. And again, they're different. Flip it over just so you can see. We've got the bodies, so we've got this one, and we've got this one. Flip it over, have that one. As I say, they're quite similar to Boyz, if not almost identical. This body's nice. Like that chain around it. Sort of similar to the Ork knob that you get in the Ork Boy kit. The way it's posed and stuff. Yeah, you get the legs. Yeah, that cool looking head. That's really awesome, that one. You get the piece of his banner. And you get this grot. This grot looks amazing. If I don't use him in this kit, I'm going to have to come up with something cool for that. That is one cool looking little grot. I'm not sure if that's a cigar or if it's an actual, like a piece of ammo, like a shell or something. It looks like it's ammo. Yeah, it is a piece of ammo because you can see it's got it here, so He's obviously trying to multitask, putting one in his mouth, one in his hand, loading the gun or helping. Fair bit of detail though, hey? Look at all that stitching. That'd make a cool ammo run if you can convert that somehow. And you got the different weapons, the rocket, the big shooter. Got the spanner. I love his mechanical arm there. That looks amazing. And again, some of these kits are old and we all want some new stuff, because who doesn't like some new stuff? But this kit is still nice. And pretty much the only part that I haven't shown you is up close in the spanner's bag with his boss pole, and it's got his bag of tools. Looks awesome. But yeah, that's my review of Ork Lootas and Ork Burna Boyz. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and supporting the channel. This is G The Hypersapien, and I'll catch you later.